Okay, this refrigerator sits inside a cabinet that juts out from the wall, and the cabinet between the two sides of the cabinet, in between there where the fridge slides in, it's 23 3/4 inches wide between inside the cabinet. You might be able to go 23 7/8, but that'd probably be pushing it. I could only measure 23 3/4. I took several different measurements inside this cabinet, both like from up here inside the cabinet, down below here. I was able to find inside the cabinet here to inside the cabinet there, as well as on the outside, 23 3/4. And then I measured the height, so 42 1/8. I could find the wood going across here. You can kind of see where it is up inside there where the refrigerator will be connected. And then did my damnedest best guess, but I could see where the bottom of the cabinet wood is down inside there. So I measured inside dimensions of this refrigerator cabinet here, and it came up with 42 1/8 inch high. The depth varies. I can try to get something here. It's hard to get a true depth of the cabinet because the inside curves. This curves up here, and I'm probably 2 inches from the outside wall for sure, but we're getting at least, I'm sure at least 24 inches deep. I don't think the refrigerators go much deeper than 24 inches. I did find ventilation requirements for this particular fridge, which is the RM2554, and this will tell you. You could stop the video and take a look at that. Those are just ventilation requirements. So if you compared those ventilation requirements to my actual measurements, the tape measure, they were not, these would not qualify, but it is what it is. You might wonder if you have a little bit of more room up above that you can go any higher. I don't think you do, because directly above it is a convection oven that vents out the bottom here. I can see a fan inside there. So I think that's fairly structural, this board going across here for the cabinet. If we just do a measurement towards the upper part of the refrigerator, horizontally to the back, we get about, I guess, 22 inches. And I'm thinking there's probably 2 inches of material from the inside to the exterior wall. So that must be about 2 inches, I would think, for sure. If you come to the back, that front board, the structural crossboard on the bottom of the fridge, I think it runs and probably stops a few inches in right there. Everything is quite well sealed with some type of, I don't know if they call it fender sealant, automotive fender sealant or something like that, where they seal up the gaps in the fenders. And I did not see any screws holding down the fridge in the back here, but they may be holding down the screws with screws on the top. They have a little blank sheet metal up here that bridges the gap, probably from the top of the refrigerator upwards, with some more of that automotive fender sealant or trunk sealant. I'm not exactly sure what they call it, but I've used it in the past. So maybe it's fastened up here somehow, I'm not sure. Yeah, if the fridge, it comes pretty close to the outside edge here, 1.5 inches maybe, and then you got that cover that goes on here, so probably an inch. This one's pretty snug in here. So when I was saying 24 inches, the top of the fridge back to the wall on the interior, that would I'm sure it would be max. This is, well, I suppose, yeah. So based on the contour of the vehicle, since it's shaped kind of bowed or whatever, there is a lot more room on the bottom of the fridge. And a little bit tighter up on the top of the fridge. I'm not exactly sure how far deep it is, but I don't know if you need any additional information. I'd also like to note that the door hinge of this refrigerator is on the left. I did take the door off and the controls to get a more accurate measurement. But the door hinge is on the left on this one. Of course, you can switch them around on this one. Some fridges are not able to do that, but the galley is to the right, so the hinge is on the left of that. I also did do some research on ChatGPT. Of course, you always want to double check that, but the RM2554, I asked what was a comparable refrigerator for that. It did give me a couple options, as well as some couple reputable sales on where to get those. Might be an option to check out.